Hello and welcome back to my channel, Kissed by Starlight. Thank you so much for being here. See what messages, angels, guides and helpers would like to bring through today. What messages are there for you today? What do you most need to know for today? So I've got one here. I've got intuition, gut feeling and inner voice. Sorry about that. Just moving the camera a little bit so we can see a bit more clearly. And isn't that lovely that we're moving things, we're rearranging things so that we can see more clearly, and that's exactly what intuition is all about. It's all about the clear seeing, the clear knowing, clear feeling. We all work through different senses as our predominant guide for us to interpret signs, symbols, synchronicities from the universe, for whatever is needing to be imparted to us, whatever information we're being asked to notice at this time. And I'm sorry, I'm just trying to cover that up just for the YouTube. And this card that we just received is Court the Feminine, Court the Feminine. And we've also got Fall, Fail, Fly. So yeah, I just want to pull a couple more cards before I start to read. But already there's a message coming through already about not being hard on yourself, about not being so hard on yourself, about having the courage to face whatever has happened without needing to place blame on yourself for anything that you feel you may have failed in. And failure is not a nice word, because really to talk about yourself in those terms is very harsh anyway. You know, there's an argument that there's no failure, there's only success, because in everything that doesn't work, in everything that doesn't work out, there is a lesson, there is growth, there is meaning, there is support really for what is meant to work out for you. So you know, there's that phrase, rejection is God's protection. You could see it like that, you know. You could see it like, for example, maybe you've been shown the relationship that's not right for you, in order that you can really clearly define and know what is right for you, and therefore be placed in the trajectory to achieve that union, achieve that love, that deepest love. Perhaps it's that you haven't felt love for yourself, perhaps, and that's been mirrored to you, perhaps in your connections, in your situations with other people. Perhaps certain situations recently have meant that you haven't been experiencing that kind of love that you really want to experience, the kind of love that, you know, you can shout from the rooftops. And maybe it's showing you that there's a need for deeper self-care and love for yourself. Maybe there's this message that it's not about failing, it's not about right or wrong, it's actually about teaching you something and helping you understand a deeper message that perhaps hasn't been understood before. And the card that fell on the floor is, I am grateful for my body, mind and spirit, which work together harmoniously to create my life experience. So perhaps you've been feeling that some part of you hasn't been helping you. Perhaps it's your body that you're feeling hasn't been helping you, hasn't been supporting you in your life in some way, shape or form. Perhaps it's been struggling a little bit, perhaps it's been poorly or finding things difficult. I'm just trying to understand, you know, we've got on this card, I'm trying to understand about this, and it looks like it's a musical instrument that's broken. And the lady on the card is, I want to just look this one up because I think it might be helpful for us to have the book meaning and see if it mentions. It's this idea of this lady, you know, the music that she plays from, the song that she sings, the joy that she expresses has somehow been broken. And perhaps that's literally that, you know, you've been stopped from expressing yourself, or you've not been able to truly show up in a relationship because you've not been seen, or you've not been allowed to show up as your true self, perhaps. Or perhaps it's just that you're frightened to fall, you're frightened to fail, you're wanting to fly, but you're not understanding that sometimes we have to be willing to risk something or to fall in order to get up and be even stronger and fly. In learning how to fly, you know, we get a few ruffled feathers sometimes, don't we? You know, the birds, when they're learning to fly, it's not necessarily that they get it in the first try. They've got to keep trying, and they may keep coming down to the ground, and they've got to pick themselves up and do it again and again. And their parents can't necessarily physically help them do that. They watch over them, but it's really up to the little bird to help it elevate itself off the ground. And once that bird does learn to fly, of course, it's the most exhilarating feeling. It's the most beautiful, liberating feeling when they're able to do that. So perhaps you've been finding it hard to find the energy. We've got life force energy here, and we've got this beautiful Maasai in Africa. This guy is sort of elevating himself, you know, he's lifting himself off the ground. And we've got the lion in the background, which is all about strength and courage, having the courage to learn and to be prepared to fall down and to have moments where we feel we may have failed, or we may have regrets, or we may feel shame. There's no need for that. We're only being asked to pick ourselves back up and understand that life is about keeping going with trust, understanding that, you know, sometimes these journeys are not easy. Sometimes they are full of risks or situations that aren't necessarily everything we want them to be. We've got to be wily, like the fox. We've got to use all of our senses. We've got to trust that we can adapt to a situation and be open to receiving that which it is that we are searching for, looking for, that which our intuition is telling us is for us, even if it hasn't worked out quite yet. In real terms, it may be just that we're being asked to show a little bit more gratitude, to have a little bit more trust in ourselves, our body, our mind, our circumstances, and to rebuild something with confidence, to have the strength to go out there again and to rebuild a situation, or find a new situation, or be open to that very thing that we so want to be out there for us. But we do have to put in the work and be able to stand back up and to go out again with this trust. And I just want to it says here in this book, the book meaning for this fall, fail and fly, it says, don't waste a single moment on regret or shame. That only slows down your regeneration. Failure and creation are mated for life. Rebuild with confidence. This time you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. So a really beautiful message about the need to understand that it's not about giving up. You know, it's not about just feeling like everything is a failure, or feeling like we can't do something or we can't have something. It may not be that exact thing, it may not be that exact relationship or that exact person that's right for us or that's for us, but there is more to life, there is more coming, there is more there for us if we can sharpen our instincts, use our power and our intuition very, very wisely, and bringing these two together. You know, we have to cut away what isn't serving us. We must do that in order to receive what is serving us. You know, that's all about your discernment and your trust in the greater plan of life, that even if it's really sad, even if it's really difficult. And yeah, I do feel this is around love for some. For some, this message is about love. This situation has mirrored to you all that you do not have at this time. And I'm sorry that sounds really sort of blunt. It's not meant to. The Taj Mahal, I believe, was built in memory of the greatest love. So it stands as a monument. It stands as a symbol of what was the greatest love. And although physically that love is not there, it's a beautiful, beautiful building, designed and built with real, you know, real inspiration from what love brought. So it may be saying in this reading, it may be that the love, the relationship, the love, the connection that you've been experiencing has not brought you that which you were hoping for. Maybe you feel that in some way, shape or form, something that happened here was your responsibility or your fault. It's not, this isn't about blame. This is just about me reading what you may or may not be thinking. It may be that you're feeling hard done by, or feeling sad and like there's no hope. This isn't, you know, this hasn't worked out and therefore you're not meant to have it. Well, no, that's not the message. The message is, it's mirroring to you, yes, what you don't have at this time, that maybe that was not the love that's meant for you. Maybe that was not the relationship that was going to serve your best interests. You know, what has your intuition been telling you about the situation? What has the moon recently, that huge full moon, again, I know we keep mentioning it, but it brought up so much for so many people to show them what isn't serving, what is no longer working, what needs to be cleared away. And what power can you step into with your intuition and with your focus to plan and expect a greater future. Now, all of the foundations are already there, and we're seeing that message twice. All of the foundations are already here. You've learned a great deal. You already have what it takes. It's not going to be perhaps the huge mountain that you thought you were going to have to climb in letting this go and being open to the new that wants to come in. That new is there, just waiting for you to decide, you know, what is serving you and what is no longer serving you, and to step into that with courage, like the lion. And when you step into that, then you are stepping into it with a new energy, with a trust, with a vibrancy, with a vitality that is saying to the universe, I trust you to bring me what I truly want and what is good for me. I'm letting go of that which no longer serves me, and I'm able to walk forwards in confidence, using all of my senses, using all of my skills and knowledge, everything I've learned at this time, perhaps from this relationship you've been in or previous relationships you've been in, because this could refer to something that's, you know, been finished now, or it could be referring to past relationships you've had that haven't worked out, or perhaps haven't been what you wanted. And I have a feeling that the sadness of this, the energy of lack, or the energy of scarcity, or the energy of sadness that this hasn't worked out, or that this thing wasn't good enough, is perhaps the only thing that's standing in the way of you actually having the very relationship, or the very thing, or the very love that it is that you desire in your life. And if this is not referring to a love situation or a romantic relationship. This could be referring to a different connection. It could be, in fact, referring to the connection with yourself, indeed the connection to your own body, to your own mind, to your own energy. Perhaps you've been questioning why you've been feeling low in energy, why you've been feeling it's been difficult to motivate yourself, or perhaps your health hasn't been so good. Perhaps all of these things have been making you feel, and have been making you feel, and for some this may be around the head, you know, that there have been headaches or pressure or tension or stress. For others it will be other things, you know, but there's a need to soften this energy now, to clear out that energy so that you can allow in the energy of trust, of faith, of self-love and self-discernment and intuition to bring in exactly the thing that it is you're hoping for. I just want to read the message for the life force energy. Vibrant life force energy, healing, unifying rhythm and passion, all of these qualities are waiting to expand even more in your life. This card is telling you that now is not the time to hold back, nor is this the time to suppress what you are feeling or experiencing. When you do this, or when you try to please everyone, your energy will wane. If you're striving to meet the expectations of others but forgetting your own needs, your energy field becomes lackluster. Allow yourself free rein of your emotions. Be willing to be spontaneous and change course. It's okay to change your mind. The vitality of the Creator is waiting to flow through you. Stop waiting on the sidelines of life. Don't hold back. Embrace every aspect of your life. Be who you are without reserve. If you have been ill, this card indicates that healing energy is on its way. And these are not my words. These are the words of this oracle, this beautiful lady, Denise Lynn, the Time Traveler's Oracle, for the messages from this was what I was just reading, the message of the life force energy. So it's a beautiful confirmation that whatever it is that's been waning, that's been perhaps declining in some way, perhaps it was your energy levels, your health, your vibrancy, your vitality, your joy for life, your joie de vivre, you know, whatever it is for you, the message is that wants to come back in, that's wanting to return. It can return, it will return if you can find it in yourself to let go of everything that's not serving you. Put all of your attention, your focus and your energy on you, whatever it is you need, whatever it is your body, your mind, your spirit is asking for. Allow yourself to feel all of this and allow yourself to move through this and to open up to calling in and showing the universe that you're willing to make that statement and make that declaration, if this resonates for you, to make that declaration of trust, that you're willing to take that voyage of really knowing what your true needs are and how you can look after those and how you can self-care at this time, because it really is a message of self-care and making sure that your foundations, yourself is strong, you know, your needs are being met, you can see clearly. And this comes back to the intuition. If you haven't been able to see clearly, what's going to help you to see clearly, even if nothing else, is to focus on yourself and your needs at this time and to really, really self-care. That is the message, regardless of whatever you do. And if this relationship or whatever it is, if it turns out that is what's right for you after you've been looking after your needs and focusing on yourself and putting yourself first, then that too will transform. But at this time, this is about you, and this is about focusing on you and what it is that you need, your body, your mind, your spirit are calling for. And if you can find a little bit of gratitude in your day to just bring through, I'll pull another one and see what else. Yeah. My heart sings with gratitude for the beauty that exists in the world around me. So even just finding that gratitude in your everyday life, a little bit each day, just a few things to be grateful for, is going to greatly help you clear away that energy of lack or energy of not enough or the thing that you want not being there. It's going to break through and pierce through that energy and bring in the light, bring in the awareness and the understanding of what you do have. And perhaps when you realize what you do have, it's not going to feel the same anyway. Perhaps it's going to make everything feel different. Who knows? Only take it if it resonates. A beautiful message about you. I hope it's helpful and healing, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day or evening wherever you are. If you like this video, please do consider liking, sharing and subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you soon.